This is Dale Buchanan, the host of today's podcast. If you've ever wanted to become a full-time professional dog trainer, now's your chance. You need to check out my new book, The Business of Dog Training: How to Make $100,000 a Year as a Mobile Dog Trainer. It's available right now on Kindle ebook, paperback, hardcover, and audiobook. The Business of Dog Training, now available on Amazon. See the link in the show notes. I'm Dale Buchanan, and this is Puppy Talk, the podcast that offers free advice and tips for raising a happy, healthy, and obedient puppy. For more information on this podcast, visit us online at puppytalkpodcast.com. Welcome to Puppy Talk episode number 118. I'm your host, Dale Buchanan. Today I'm going to talk about 3 tips for better puppy socialization. Puppy socialization is the most important thing to teach your puppy from ages 8 to 16 weeks. Some experts say from 4 to 12 weeks. And what happens there is the breeder will socialize the puppy from 4 to 8 weeks by exposing it to a variety of different people, tall people, short people, old, young people, different colors, a variety of different animals, and different sights and sounds. And then when the owner takes the puppy at 8 weeks, they continue until 12 weeks or even 16 weeks. For practical purposes, we're going to do an 8 to 16 week age range for socializing your puppy. Everything that your puppy is exposed to from early on until 16 weeks or maybe 20 weeks is going to impact their future. It will determine if and how they develop any type of fear, anxiety, or stress. I recently did a podcast about preventing fear, anxiety, and stress in your puppy. If you're interested in that, go back to that episode. I think it was done in June of this year, 2025. When we start socializing our puppy, we have to take into consideration vaccinations. Your vet is going to give you very strict rules of what you can and cannot do until your puppy is fully vaccinated. So we're going to stay in line with that and try to give you ideas and things to do to start socializing your puppy early on. And just to define what puppy socialization is, it is not just a dog interacting with another dog or having a doggy play date with your neighbor or a meeting or greeting 1 or 2 people in their life. That's not puppy socialization. Puppy socialization will include those things, but more importantly, your puppy has to be exposed to different sights, sounds, textures of floors, hardwood floors, carpet, tile, laminated floors, a variety of different objects passing by them. We go to home improvement stores, so that would be flatbeds, shopping carts, pallet jacks, cars, bikes, skateboards, airplanes, butterflies, anything that moves. Also being handled properly, being able to be touched on the paws and in the ears and look inside the mouth and pull up the tail and look in their behind. Those types of things are really important for puppy socialization. So it goes way beyond just your puppy playing with another puppy. That is not the definition of puppy socialization. Proper puppy socialization includes working with your puppy through a high level of distractions, being able to put them in a down stay with a lot of distractions around them. Walk away from them 20 or 30 feet. Call them to you, and they don't get sidetracked. Look at the videos that I put on the Top Gun Dog Training Instagram page, and you will see that all the puppies I work with do this one exercise in the middle of a home improvement store. They do a downstay, the owner backs up, the owner calls them, they sit, and they wait for a treat. This is a skill. When you teach your puppy early on, they will be a master of socialization and working through distractions later in life. Tip number 1, start socializing your puppy early. In the episode about preventing fear, anxiety, and stress, that's also the first tip. I like to start socializing a puppy when I start working with them, which is usually around 10 weeks. We start taking the puppy places between 12 and 14 weeks when they have their second round of vaccines. Some owners don't want to do this because their vet is very adamant about waiting until the final round of vaccines, and definitely when they have rabies. So what we do is we take them for car rides. We walk them on concrete. We take them to places that are relatively safe, like Home Depot or Lowe's, things like that. But we don't take them to grass where there could be contaminated feces, which is what's going to give a puppy fatal diseases like parvo and distemper. We don't want that. We don't even want the puppy getting worms or giardia, which is a parasite. We want to prevent all of that. That's just a nuisance. Your vet is going to tell you don't let the puppy go on anybody's grass because that's where contaminated feces will show up. And also, you want to check things like rabbit feces and other animals that are dead or animal feces around because that could have a negative impact on the puppy as well. So that's why we do home improvement stores early on, because it's very unlikely that the puppy's going to pick up anything along the way. Also, the puppy's not interacting with other dogs that could be sick or have some type of illness. They're not interacting with them at all. What we really want to do is get the puppy interacting with people and get them learning how to acclimate to different social environments. Step number 2, take them to as many places as possible. This includes home improvement stores, places like craft stores, Home Goods, or Hobby Lobby, or Michael's. Take them to outdoor shopping malls. We have a lot of those here, and where I live in northern Alabama, we have a good one called Bridge Street, and that's where we take a lot of puppies to socialize them. We can be outside and we can go inside a variety of stores that allow dogs. You want to avoid taking your puppy to dog parks or to parks, again, where there's a lot of contaminated feces and a lot of other dogs. That's not going to be a good idea. You're also not going to be taking them to daycare yet because daycares are going to require that the puppy is fully vaccinated, and you have to show proof of that before they can be in a daycare. We're not as concerned about your puppy interacting with other dogs at this point. We want your puppy to be able to easily ride in the car so you can take them places. We want your puppy to trust you and feel safe that you're going to bring them to someplace fun, that they're going to go somewhere where they can have a good time. Their tail is constantly wagging. They're not afraid of big objects, and they're not afraid of loud sounds, that they can acclimate quickly to a lot of different situations. So eventually, you can take them when they're fully vaccinated and they have some leash training skills. You can take them to outdoor malls. You can take them to festivals. You can take them to flea markets. You can take them to hikes in the woods where they have hiking trails. You can take them all kinds of places, and they acclimate quickly. They adapt easily. That's the importance of taking them to a lot of different places. The third tip is be consistent with public outings. A lot of new puppy owners and a lot of people I work with, they say, well, last month we took our puppy on a ride somewhere and we went to a friend's house. And they did one social outing a month. And that's not enough. You have to do it frequently, 2 to 3 times a week. When I got Dixie, she was 10 weeks old, and she's 5.5 now, and she's a therapy dog. She's very confident. She's very socially adaptable. She goes places with me all the time now, and she has no problems anywhere. When I first got her at 10 weeks, I introduced her to 100 people in the first day. I got every one of my neighbors that I lived in an apartment community, I knocked on their door, and I had them pet her. I walked her around after the first week on a loose leash where she would go around to the same neighbors and interact with them again. And then when she had some of her vaccines, she would start interacting with dogs that I knew. She is super, super socialized now. And I am so happy that I did that early on. By the time she was 12 weeks, all of her socialization was done. She was fully acclimated to almost everything and everywhere that I was going to take her for the rest of her life. And if you ever meet Dixie or see Dixie in public, you will acknowledge instantly that she is highly adaptable in all social situations just by her calm demeanor when there's a lot of distractions around. So make sure that you're consistent with taking your puppy a lot of places. I hope this information was helpful to you. If you have any questions about puppy socialization, you can always contact me through the website, puppytalkpodcast.com. Have a great day.